Hey everybody, welcome. Pure Love Ascension here. Hey, how do you like the garden gnomes back here? Actually, they're Japanese fairies out of the garden.
Like yeah, they look like little owls.
They do look like an owl. Woo! Too cool. All right, everybody ready to go tonight?
Arrived. I don't know. Doug says we can start now because he's arrived.
Dougster, I saw you on Field Guy. Awesome. Yeah, that was cool. Yep. Well, let's go ahead and acknowledge everybody in chat. We've got Miss Chloe. Hi, Chloe. Good to have you with us. We've got Brenda, Milky's mom. Always a pleasure to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Let's see, Delaney Pearl Jones. Hello, sister. Lucky Stone. So good to have you with us, Lucky. Let's see who else. Of course, Doug Stack. Yeah. Good to see you. We've got Deborah Stone. Good to see you, Deborah. Sloan. Sorry.
Elderberry.
Yep, Elderberry. My bad. I'm actually writing you guys' names down so that I know the order that you come in. Yeah, I want to make sure. Okay, so here's what's going on. So remember last week we talked about doing the rods and also the cards. So Teresa's going to do the cards and I'm going to do the rods. But before we get started, I wanted to give you a little breakdown on how these are used because I've seen a lot of people use them, but I've never seen anybody explain much about how to do it.
Oh, cool.
So the rods are basically a copper rod, okay? And so this rod, forget, it's like 13 or 14 inches this way. And then this is a sleeve that just spins around on it. So when you hold the rod, you're going to make sure and hold it this way so that you're not impeding the way it moves either at the bottom, like you wouldn't want to hold it this way. You wouldn't want to hold it this way. You want to hold it in the middle so that it stays neutral like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is you definitely need to sage your rods. So the way I like to clean them before I'll use them is I run them under cold water. And then what I'll do is I will sage them to clear out any negative energy. I also use these for opening and closing portals in my home. So sometimes when I'm not feeling quite right, I oftentimes will have a negative portal. So I'll go around and I'll close them with these and then I'll open it
with
a
too. You taught me that.
Creative portal. So those are kind of the basics on that. The other thing is you definitely want to develop a prayer. So this is a protection prayer. And the prayer that I usually use is pretty long, but I have like just a one word that says everything. So it encompasses everything. So these are the easiest way to connect to spirit. This is your best way to get started if you really want to do this. The pendulum takes a little bit more and there's a lot more involved with it. So, but these are accurate. Eric is assisting me tonight. So Eric Medus is now an archangel. So I'm really excited about that. And he's said he's going to be assisting me the rest of my life. So I'm like really stoked about that. So, and he's very excited. We spoke this morning about this. So let's see, what else can I tell you about the rods? Again, the rods, and I'm just going to say this, it's for entertainment purposes. Please have discernment when we're asking questions and you're getting the answer. They would be a yes or no answer. So if you folks want, Teresa can do a card for everybody, and then I can do a yes or no question for you after she reads the card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this up here so that you guys know how to do this. So just post your questions in capital letters. and then I'll follow the chat, and then we'll get started that way. So should be a lot of fun. Eric's super stoked and excited about it. So you're not speaking to my higher self. You're literally asking your question to Eric Meadows, who is a master. He was a master guide. Now he has graduated to archangel status. So pretty amazing stuff. All right. So does everybody understand what's happening here
Well,
and how we're going to do this?
important. The prayer is important.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yep.
For the intent, because of the there's concerns that as you're channeling, it might not just be your own higher guides that you're channeling.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me in particular, I'm speaking with Eric. Eric is assisting me with this. You can go into your higher self. You can ask your higher self. It's all about the intention that you put in it before you start asking the questions. But the most important thing is a protection prayer. And protection prayers are unique to each and every individual. You'll create your own. But it can go something like, you want to ask your guides, angels, guides, guardian angels, whoever assists you in the etheric realms, whoever is connected to you. I would say your guides. It's so what I usually like to say is, angels and guides and all of positive light. I am a high functioning, energetic, sovereign being, and only truthful, positive energy may enter my energy field. You can also do something similar to what Patrick Garrett does, and that's, picture a ball of pure positive love above your head. This ball of love protects and surrounds my energy. You can say just about anything you want, but be specific about the protection. I am divinely guided and protected. Is that correct, Eric? Okay, so when they cross like this, that means yes. Eric, let me see if I can get away from my microphone here really quick.
Mandy Moo joined us. Hi, Mandy, sweetheart.
Hi, Mandy.
Hold on to your questions, folks, until we get started.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So what I'm trying to do is just give you an idea. So yes, Eric, can you give me a yes? Thank you. And can you show me a no? That's a no. Whoa. And before we get started, Eric, I would really, really, really love a hug. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug, Eric? A hug, a hug. Oh, thank you. I love that. All right. So everybody, that's the basics of how it works. I picked these up on Amazon for I think they were like $18, somewhere $13 or $18. You can also go to a hardware store and make your own if you like.
Yep.
But yeah, amazing. So
you got me the same set, and they work beautifully.
Yeah, they really do.
And at first I had my hands up too high, then I learned to keep them in the middle and not to move my thumb at all, so that the rods spin freely without any kind of influence or
so
wrist jerking or anything like that. You're just neutral.
And I like to just kind of keep them up level with my shoulders. And then, you can get them repositioned when you go to neutral. You can, hold them to get them into neutral. But I'm not going to do anything but just hold them. The energy is there. And Eric, you're ready to go. I can feel you. Oh,
yeah.
He's super excited. So this is a long time coming, huh, Eric? Yes, indeedy do. Okay. So I've got everybody on the list that's here. Let me just make sure. Yep.
All
right. So
the first question was on Mandy.
Okay.
So you want to do that while I pull her card, or what?
Well, I take them in the order that they come into chat, so it's easier for me to keep track of everyone that way. So we're going to start with Chloe first, because Chloe was the first one here.
Okay.
So I'm checking to see, Chloe, did you have a yes or no question? And if you don't put anything in chat, I won't do the rods for you. So if you want to pull a card for Chloe, that would be great.
Okay.
I'm not seeing her questions. I don't see a question for her.
Okay.
Hold on here. Yep. Okay.
All right. So a card for Chloe. She might be working and listening. She's been working a lot lately.
Okay. So yeah, you got to put it in chat for me, or I just can't help you. I don't know what you would want to know.
So Chloe Merkaba, number 25, okay. Merkaba Spiritual Protection. Number 25.
All right. I like your new system there.
Thank you. Ooh, this is the Light Workers Oracle deck. Light Workers Oracle.
Okay.
All right.
Is that Alana Fairchild?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty tapped into source, and the whole purpose of this particular deck is to consult with your higher power. And let's see what it says. What number is it? It's talking to you. 25.
Okay.
Merkaba. Yeah. Okay. Okay. An open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded, from physical pain to emotional and psychological tension. An overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head. The added weight can drag you your natural light vibration, down into an anguish, doubt, fear, or despair mode. Your inner vision, too, can be obscured by this overload. That can make it hard to discern what is yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing an overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb and process others' energies, common for healers, psychics, mediums, artists, and other sensitive, open people, which most of us are, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work on certain ideas with them, even if they seemed very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from others' input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. You got to follow your heart. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it.
Yeah.
To accept a spiritual cleansing now, repeat the invocation below, and then relax for as long as you need. There is an invocation here for you, Chloe, I'll read it to you. But this card is all about bringing out into the open your willingness to receive a way to gain your own empowerment, your own strength, and all manner of assistance that might come from any higher sources that you commune with. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you, and you can then receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good in all ways. And for the invocation, and like Lori did, we can give you an idea of what you can use for this. The sacred chamber of light, the Merkaba of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life's journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I'm free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free through my own free will, so let it be. Something along those lines.
Yeah. It's interesting when you start really going within yourself and how much all that outside noise doesn't really make any difference anymore, because you're so busy, dealing with your thoughts and feelings and what's going on.
Yeah.
Not very social, I would say.
No.
All right. So it looks like the first one that has a question would be Doug Stack.
I think it was Mandy Moo first.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Mandy. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me go ahead and put her question up. I only have one question for the rods. Will it start in September? Okay. So, all right. You with me, Eric? Excellent. So Mandy Moo has a question. I only have one question for the rods. Will it start in September? I would say yes. That is a yes. All right. Yeah, that's a yes for sure. Positive. Yep. All right. Whatever that is, it's going to start in September.
Okay. Mandy's card.
All right.
The Heart Transmission card for you, Mandy. Number 37, the Heart's Transmission. This up here.
Cool.
Hopefully that
Yeah.
will not tip over.
It's good to see the card. Yeah, excellent.
I think her wings just lit up.
Yeah, they did.
Number 37. Right. Remind me to read the number before I pop it up there.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest that for you.
The Heart's Transmission. Here we go. Working with group energy is a leap on the spiritual path with risk. Working with group energy is a leap on the spiritual path with risk, but also great reward in terms of empowerment to manifest your life mission. The risk with group energy is mitigated when you approach it from the heart rather than your head. Hallelujah on that one. The mind can argue one point of view and then immediately and convincingly argue its opposite. The heart, however, either feels something resonates or it doesn't, whether or not there's a logical explanation for it.
Mm-hmm.
The mind can be seduced by those who tell you they have great spiritual power.
Mm-hmm.
But this will instantly trigger intuitive warning bells in your heart. For those with genuine power do not need to go around convincing you that you have genuine power. The heart is the key to deciding where you offer your devotion. When you offer devotion to a group consciousness that loves you unconditionally, your heart feels safe, it feels loved, and an inner knowing of the rightness of that group is for you. Whether that group exists on the earthly plane or in a spiritual dimension. For as long as it gives you life, broadens your horizons, nourishes your truths, and empowers you to live your destiny, that group is serving you. If you do not experience these positive effects, and if you feel drained or confused, or that your issues are not revolving as you work with this group, listen carefully to your heart and question whether it is indeed the right place for you to be. It is important to also work with groups that you can serve. Although you may love your family, for example, they may not be the group you can best serve. Perhaps those who are open, willing, and receptive to your spiritual gifts are outside of your family. Perhaps your family can benefit spiritually from you in the role of mother or son or daughter, but not in the role of a spiritual mentor. On the other hand, some groups may want to feed off of you, but not learn to do for themselves. They may wish for you to give them the answers to their problems. They may not be willing to develop the trust, courage, confidence, and empowerment that is required to take responsibility for their own relationship in the universe, which is needed so that they can grow in soul wisdom through their life experiences. Your heart might guide you to withdraw your services from such people because you love them and you want them to grow too.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart will guide you to operate differently with different people. You may be guided to explore hobbies or interests that lead you to the next group that your presence can assist. The heart will also guide you when it is time to move on.
Mm-hmm.
The transmission of the heart gives a truthful assessment of the interaction of your frequency with the frequency of a group.
Wow.
It is mutually raised, ? Is it? Then this is a spiritually constructive connection. Is it diminished? Then this is a spiritually not so helpful group. The heart empowers you to know when to work with others, for how long, and in what way. Trust it. Trust your heart.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do, the more groups which can bring great benefit to you and to the planet can enter into your world.
Wow. I feel like that card was for me too.
Yeah. Okay, Mandy, so your heart is capable not only of giving and receiving love, but of connecting you to a great network of beings that resonate in the highest frequencies of divine love.
Wow.
Through your heart, you can receive information and guidance from networks of light that flow our universe. As you learn to open your heart to receiving these transmissions, your ability to work with group consciousness in a loving way increases. You shall affect humanity in a loving way, influencing the collective, rather than allowing the lower frequencies of the collective to overwhelm you. I hope that resonates for you, Mandy. Love you, sister.
Card.
Love you.
Excellent card, Mandy. Wow. Very good. Okay. So let's see. The next question is from Delaney Pearl Jones. Hi, Delaney. So glad you're with us. So her question, in December 1996, did Tupac, Eazy-E, and Albert Pike stay with me after the Ouija session? All right, let's ask that. All right, Eric, you got the question. Easy and Albert Pike stay with me after the Ouija. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did. They sure as heck did. But you knew that, Delaney. I just heard him say it. You knew that, Delaney. Yes, yes, yes. All of them. All of them did. Yeah. Wow. Awesome. There you go, Delaney.
Very cool.
You knew that.
All right. Delaney's card is the Dark Angel. Don't worry, that's not a bad thing.
No.
Card number 30, Dark Angel.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see that all right?
Mm-hmm. Perfectly.
Okay.
Nice cards.
A dark mystery is one that helps us learn that even if things don't seem to be working out according to the timing or the methods that we believe necessary, the light and love of spirit are unfailing. If a door is closed in your face, it is the wrong door for you, Delaney. Divine love will ensure that the right door opens at the right time. When you encounter darkness, how you respond can make either the dark or the light victorious. It's all in how you respond to a situation.
Yep.
You can choose doubt and fear, or you can force the darkness to serve the light by choosing trust and faith. You are spiritually advanced enough to trust unconditionally. That is the trust that burns bright, not only when things appear good, but even when your mind thinks things seem to be heading in the wrong direction. Does unconditional trust mean that you give up if things get tough, assuming it's not meant to be? Of course not. Relying on unconditional trust and understanding the dark mystery, you are willing to go through periods of not knowing. You are willing to continue on your path even when you are not seeing immediate results, because in your heart you know it's right. This type of trust is powerful enough to release any separation between you and the universe. You know that even when the universe guides you into challenging territory, you shall benefit, grow in divine power, and become the amazing being you are destined to be. Praying to the beautiful dark angel and writing, drawing, dancing your feelings, or dialoguing with your dream images, you can work through the pain of a challenging time and grow in wisdom. What matters is that you honestly express the depth of your suffering. Then when you are ready, acknowledge that that experience has helped you to grow. It's that dark angel within yourself. I'm not saying to pray to a deity. As we realize how we have grown through the experience, turning what was once a source of pain into spiritual light, we masterfully transform our deepest pain into our greatest growth and spiritual accomplishment. We become true spiritual alchemists, releasing light from darkness. As you learn to put more faith in love than in fear, your trust becomes increasingly unconditional, and you find the light is even through the dark.
Mm-hmm.
In this way, you become initiated in the mystery of the dark angel within. Then you can show others that this is possible. You can help heal others from victim consciousness and show them that inner peace is possible, even when they are facing the unpredictable twists and turns of life. If you have been going through a difficult time or struggling to heal an issue, the dark angel promises that even though the depths of your despair, through them you shall find the light.
Yes.
In your own time, you will rise again in trust, restored faith, and hope, and all will be well. So, Delaney, the dark angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you without exception. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you, even when it seems most unlikely. In fact, especially then. The divine is reaching out for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process.
That's hitting home with you, isn't it?
The divine is always helping you to remember who you are and find your true joy. Yes. When the dark angel appears, you are being given the gift of light, even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. Sorry that the letters are really small, so I have to struggle a little bit to read. So Delaney, been there, done that. I know you have too, sister.
Yeah.
Love you.
Wow, getting a lot out of the cards tonight. These are amazing cards, by the way. I love this deck that you've got.
Yeah.
You okay there, sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it even hits us. I mean, it resonates with us too.
Yes, sometimes the messages for us too. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had our share of that kind of stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Especially lately. All right. So, Dougster, whoop whoop, you're next. Let's get Doug.
Dougster.
So, Doug has a question. I have a launch date of July 1st for my business. Is that a good date or not? Let me make sure you guys can see these rods. Okay, I have a launch date. You got it, Eric? I have a launch date July 1st for my business. Is that a good date or not? Is that a good date for him, Eric? Okay. Eric says yes. Good date for you. July 1st. Go for it, Dougster.
19. An invitation to connect, Doug. You're being given an invitation to connect.
Ooh.
With your higher consciousness. All right. Number 19. Did her hair just flame, or is that my imagination?
There's a little pixelation from your
is that what
green
happened?
screen, yeah.
Okay.
But is it really the pixelation, or is it not?
Pretty interesting. Okay, Doug. Doug, there are many dimensions to existence. For those who are developing evolved sensory perception, the senses will not be restricted to being impressed upon by the physical dimension. There are higher dimensions that the psychic or emotional nature can recognize, and even more refined dimensions that the higher mind can recognize. Beyond that, there are dimensions that the mind, even in its most expansive state, just cannot grasp, but the spirit knows to be real. The more your sensitivity to subtle energy evolves, the more aware you become of these worlds beyond this world. For some, this will be easy to accept and will inspire interest in learning more. Others may be tentative about exploring connections with non-earthly beings. Great peace can grow in the heart of those who are unafraid, who are open to the idea of being that aware of humanity, but not of human themselves, who want to help humanity evolve and have the spiritual power to be able to do so. No matter how mixed up and consumed by darkness the world may seem at times, there are so many powers of light working to see the earth and humanity through this most interesting time, to see us in a new age of spiritual enlightenment. It is all part of the divine experiment of life, and there are many forces invested in the successful and loving evolution of humanity. So, Doug, if you have been contemplating life beyond the earth, maybe, perhaps talking to the stars or gazing wistfully at other planets, if you have been intrigued by the mysterious codes of light and sound, you are sure are embedded in crop circles, for example, or simply have a feeling that you would like to work with beings who are more spiritually evolved than humanity at its present time, which obviously you are because you're with the Soul Tribe now.
Mm-hmm.
You are being given a clear message with this oracle. There are beings in other worlds that are very aware of your open, loving attitude in the work that you are doing. They are actively responding to your thoughts and feelings. Since we live in a free will zone on Earth, we must extend an invitation to receive assistance. Because you are unafraid and resonate from a place of peaceful curiosity and higher level of awareness, you are capable of issuing the needed invitation to those that can assist humanity from a place of unconditional love. Love, the oracle card and the message today that the universe is giving you, Doug, love exists throughout the universe. Many loving beings that do not belong to the human race exist in worlds beyond the earthly realm. Among these are those who are aware of the spiritual flight and plight of humanity and are willing and able to help us move forward. Unlike those who close their minds because they fear the unknown, you have an open mind and an open, receptive heart. Beings from other worlds recognize you as a receptive channel for their unconditionally loving assistance in this world. You will both benefit from this individuality and help the planet if you are being offered an invitation to connect. So, for me, that would be more time contemplating, spending time in meditation if you can, taking walks in nature, connecting not only with us here in the tribe, but with your higher self, doing some of that inner work that you've been working on, Doug, helping yourself to transform, but try to find those connections. And when I found mine, the whole world opened up. Go ahead, Lori.
Yeah, accept the invitation is what I was going to say.
Yeah, accept
it. Yeah, no doubt.
Love you,
and
brother.
You know what? Yeah. And have faith in yourself. You know, there is hope. Always have hope in your heart. That's what your guides and your higher selves want for you is for you to have a hope in your heart and some faith. And that sometimes that's hard when things are hard. It's hard to have that.
And keep that sense of humor, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you got one of the highest frequencies I know of.
He's a great guy.
He is.
All right. Next question I've got Brandy Robinson just joined the group and Genevieve joined the group. Good to see you. And then Karen Lynn, thank you for being here. So Brandy has a question. I'll go ahead and let me get to it. All right. So Brandy, this is for you. Will my landlord work with me in the ERA program? All right, Eric. Will her landlord work with her in the ERA program? That's a yes. That's a yes. And just so
Ooh.
you folks know, I am doing my very best not to move or budge my hands in any way. I want you to know that this is authentic. I use this for myself all the time. Eric. And I open and close portals in my home all the time. So it's very important not to move or budge, because you don't want to influence the rods. Let the rods answer the question. But Brandy, there you go. It's a yes. So let us know how that worked out for you.
All right. So
All right.
Brandy's card.
Teresa's going to read a card for you, Brandy.
Interesting, Brandy. Power of the divine masculine.
Ooh.
Yeah. Whose butt has Brandy been kicking? I'm just kidding. All right, let's see. The divine masculine in you, Brandy, when to accept and when to say no to a belief, fear, habit, person, or situation. This divine masculine energy exists within all men and women. It rallies the spirit and responds in times when you may feel drained, taken advantage of, or overwhelmed by too many choices and demands. It can cut through the confusion that comes with choice and priority setting. It refuses to be distracted and keeps you from being dissuaded from your life's purpose. The divine masculine is growing within you right now, according to the universe. It is the spiritual light that reveals the truth without filters or veils. Let this energy clear distractions, demands, and drama from your life. Let it help you discern what is best for you and give you the courage to act on it. Let it help you sort out what is true from what is an illusion. Let it help you dedicate your time and energy to what has most meaning for you. It will empower you to claim success in what matters most to you. The divine masculine energy overcomes procrastination. It acts again and again in accordance with the heart. Divine masculine energy empowers each leading light to lovingly assert him or herself in the world. It supports us in standing up for what has meaning to the heart. While loving but firmly saying no, we need to do so. There are times when we just need to say no. Do not minimize your inner divine masculine, whether you be a man or a woman. Nourish it. However, if your masculine energy has been trapped in the wounds of your ancestors, he may demand absolute perfection before you believe you are worthy of love. He may even be violent towards you, perhaps keeping you from saying no to violent relationships or self-harming, for example, through over-exercising, denying your body's good nutrition, denying rest for yourself, by ignoring your feelings, vulnerabilities, and intuitive wisdom. He may need healing from your inner divine feminine to feel loved, valuable, worthy, needed, and respected. Then the inner misogynist will fall away. Then a new, empowered divine masculine asserts itself within you. Learn to trust this part of yourself. Let him become strong in you. He can be your guide, protector, and defender. Trust when he says no to something or someone. Trust when he says you're ready for this and encourages you to act. As you trust in him, you will trust yourself to be visible. Your inner divine masculine will help you shine your light without fear so that others can also find their way through darkness into love. Okay, finally, an empowering energy seeks expression from within. That's what this is tonight for you. It wishes you to free yourself from confusion, paralysis, and stagnancy. It seeks to stir you into consciously chosen action, greater discipline, and focus. It's time to end the frustration of repeating old patterns. You are ready to break through into a new way of life. Feel inspired, be energized, and focus on your dreams and desires. Take steps and manifest them on the physical plane believe that your success is inevitable. Don't know if it resonates for you. I hope it does, and it may resonate for others. It's a great reading, I think. Great message. Great message.
Yep.
Love you, Brandy. All right.
Let's see. So Doug Stack had an interesting question, and it's not for the rods, but how long does it take for one to learn their guides' names? Yeah, it's a tough one. So the way I did it is I use a pendulum, and I was able to, and it took months and months to make sure that I was speaking to the right energies, and that asking those questions, you can get it all written out for you that way. I don't know. How did you do it, Teresa? How do you know your guides' names? Or did you name your guide? You know the energy, but you named it yourself.
Well, the first one that appeared to me, I was 4 years old. I had gone through something horrible. And whether it was a perception of mine or whether she spoke it to me telepathically, I don't know. But I called out to Great Mother. Now, my grandmother had died, and I didn't have any grandparents. Well, there was one living in Florida, and I didn't really know him. So I didn't know a great mother. There was no great mother figure in my life. So Great Mother came to me in the darkness, and it really was a dark place, not mentally, physically, and helped me make it through those times, and stayed with me throughout my life. Always knew her, just knew her as Great Mother. So, and then there's another one who's a maiden, who's Mary, because I went to Catholic school. So, of course, I equated that energy with Mother Mary, probably, just like Hawkeye. Hawkeye and I share the same spirit guide. Mary comes to both of us. She appears pretty much the same way. So we both had that Catholic background, and we will never walk away from Mary, because Mary never walked away from us. That doesn't mean we venerate her or worship her. But so again, with her, she actually told me, I am Mary.
Okay.
But I also recognized her energy as the Mary energy. Right. So sometimes, Doug, it's a matter of recognizing an energy. Sometimes you name it. Sometimes that energy will trigger something in you. And you'll just identify, just like you identify with a spirit animal, you can identify with another. Yeah. And there's a third one lately who came to me a couple weeks ago, and she actually gave me her name. So, because I was like, whoa, who are you? And I checked with my other guides, and she's cool. She checks out. She represents Mother Nature. Yeah. She's some type of aspect of Mother Nature. Right. But she gave me her name, and her name is actually Nature backwards. And I didn't realize that until later. She gave me her name. So sometimes it's given to you. Sometimes it's something that you connect with through memory. Or it's told to you telepathically. I don't use pendulums and stuff like Lori does, although that's another way to do it. Yeah. Well, that's how I'm able to communicate with spirit. And spirit doesn't like labels. They say that's a human thing. Everything is done by frequency in the afterlife. So, but I do know that I have a guardian angel, and her name is Helena. And then I have another guide named Victor, who's been with me since my first incarnation. So sometimes you have guides that stick with you lifetime after lifetime. You have some guides that come in and out, assist you with certain things. And then you have some that that pop in for a short time, or they're with you for a longer time. But yeah, interesting. That was a great question, Doug, by the way. Good question. Yeah. All right. Let's see what else. Anybody else have anything for the rods? I'm kind of surprised. Not more questions for the rods. Yeah, and if you don't want to know, don't ask. It's all good. We'll just go into the cards.
Yep. I'm just kind of going through chat here. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with Brenda then. Got a card for Brenda.
Brenda? Okay.
Yep. And I guess I can pull a couple of cards here since nobody wants the rods.
Okay. Wow. Brenda. Cosmic Heart, Cosmic Christ. Whoa. This is the Spirit of Christos card. Okay, Brenda, number 27, Cosmic Heart, Cosmic Christ, Spirit of the Christos, who I refer to as Great Spirit, by the way. So whenever you hear me talk about Great Spirit and connecting with Great Spirit, it's the Spirit that's been here since the beginning of time, walked with Jesus, walked with the Buddha. It's one of the most powerful cards in this deck. Universe is saying something to Brenda tonight. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Sorry, you guys. I have allergies, and I've been outside all day. I've been outside for the past 2 days, and my nose is just itching like you wouldn't believe. All righty, here we go. Christ consciousness, Brenda, as you know, is an expression of divine love that comes straight from the universal heart. It triggers a transmutation, an evolution so absolute that we are irrevocably changed. We increasingly become an embodied expression of pure divine will and an unwavering expression of divine love for all who are in need. This process takes a lifetime to complete, or many lifetimes. As you proceed, you will receive countless blessings to support your journey and fulfill your sole purpose of serving love. There will also be tests along the way. These give the spirit a chance to develop mastery. There will be tests of forgiveness. It's easier to forgive when you don't harbor resentment at natural limitations, which is like being angry at the sun for not shining at night, for example. Natural laws prevail. So whether we are speaking of the sun, a child, or ourselves as we grow, compassion allows forgiveness to flow more easily. There will also be tests of power. So as you grow, you will become more powerful. You can use that power to help or hinder others, to manipulate them through fear, or to encourage them with love. I'd rather encourage them with love. So Brenda does already. Yep. You can nurture yourself on your path, or you can relentlessly criticize yourself for your own errors. You can claim your power comes from some superiority that you possess, or you can see yourself as a surrendered vehicle, animated in purposeful action through the grace of the divine. That's how I feel. You may feel the need to sacrifice yourself for others, but you are just as much in need of love as any other being on this planet. And when you are full of overflowing, what you share with others can enhance you and them. It's not a choice between what nurtures you and what nurtures others, as if though those were competing needs. It's in the realm of the Christ. What nurtures you is actually nurturing for all. When you are feeling diminished or drained, you have been pulled out of the higher frequencies of peace and kindness to yourself, become trapped in unforgivingness or power games, or seduced, for example, by lesser truths of another, rather than the truth of your own heart. Let your heart tell you the truth. Christ calls to you now to receive this love for you and to allow your own heart to be fed the grace and healing of this. It can be a challenge to learn to love another in a way that does not harm you. Perhaps you learned that love was about making yourself less in order to help another feel like more. This is not love, nor is it consciously chosen sacrifice. It is a heart acting out its scars from the past. Your heart deserves to experience real love, and as you gently claim this for yourself, you will find much strength within, much respect for yourself, and a willingness to receive much good into your life. It is time for you to embrace the higher expression of the Christ love within you. You have as much right to experience love, respect, and forgiveness as any other.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing love in any way brings you closer to your spiritual mission in this lifetime. It also attracts prosperity and abundance. Let the love in. You do not have to suffer to grow now. You just need to let love flow. Lastly, the purpose of this card, your message in summary. You are elevating your vibration towards the frequency of limitless supply and unconditional love. Spiritually, you are reaching for a high level of attainment. Past pain and self-defeating behaviors shall no longer have a place in your heart. Now, Brenda, you're already on this path big time.
Mm-hmm.
And you've juiced it up
Mm-hmm.
in this past several months, even more so.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming out now and you're expressing it in many ways. And we all appreciate everything that you're doing for us in that regard. And you're well on your way. And if I would stay the course is what this is telling you. The Christ is with you, Brenda, every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, sister, and thank you for everything you do.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm prompted to read a card for Lucky Stone, and then he's got a question as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of both of those.
Okay.
So Lucky, this is interesting because it's kind of in line with your question, and I'll do the rods after to answer that question for you. But I got the Moon card for you, and this is darkness. There are cycles to everything, and a season for everything. Do not push yourself when the tides are against you. Do not be afraid of the darkness, as the darkness is as necessary as light. Rest and repair. The divine feminine in all her forms is rising. The time for introversion, stability, and planning is here. The moon has an unshakable pull on human imagination. Since we were able to stand up on our hind legs and look at it, some of the earliest cave artworks feature it, and it has been particularly linked with feminine energies and the feminine divine. The typical human menstrual cycle length is the same length as a lunar cycle. We know the luteinizing hormone, lut means light, that triggers ovulation is highly triggered by the light, but especially by the moonlight. Goddess of the moon are featured in almost every polytheistic religions, and many, such as Diana, Artemis, Selene, Chang, Zi, are all still worshipped today. Moon energy is flowful and changeable, just as the moon's gravitational pull influences the great ocean tides. It is also stabilizing after the Big Bang and formation of planets, such as Earth. Our planet had no moon. It spun wildly, which meant very short days and nights, and it was quite unstable, resulting in extremes of temperatures. It is believed that a Mars-sized planet collided with the Earth, the impact of which sent chunks of the planet off into orbit and gradually formed our moon. The moon began to have an effect on the Earth with its gravitational pull. Slowly, the rapid rotation of young Earth and giving its greater stability, there were less speed wobbles. Among the many consequences of this, days and nights became longer and more consistent, and distinct seasons were born. These seasons tempered in extremes of the planet, and it became one that eventually harbored life. These facts illustrate how we can be personally affected by the moon and seasons. By following the moon cycle, working with them, we can discover a new layer of stability within body, mind, and spirit. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, Lucky, your question is Perkins Grunt the dark guardian angel? All right.
Hi, Crystal, sister.
All right. Is Perkins Grunt the dark guardian angel? Yep. That's a solid yes. Yes, indeed. Cool. There you go, Lucky Stone. Wow.
Lucky needs a card.
I just read a card for Lucky. That was the card I read.
That was both
I was
the card
prompted,
and
the moon card, and it was the dark energy. So I wanted to do that for him because I felt drawn to do that. Also, Chloe, I have a question. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead and answer this one for her. Lori, I have a question. I've always been told that I will inherit lots of money. Is this true? Okay, let me get neutral. Let's see my hands. All right. Well, Chloe has been told she'll inherit lots of money. Is that true, Eric? No. Sorry, Chloe. That's our first no of the night. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry, Chloe. That's a no.
All right, Brenda. Take care and batten down.
Thank you, Brenda. Thanks for being here.
We're all sending you protection, honey.
Yep. Much love. Okay. All right. Okay. So got Lucky Stone. How about Deborah Sloan?
Sloaney.
Sloaney.
Sloaney wants a card.
Sloaney gets a card.
Beautiful Sloaney.
Hi, Crystal. Loving your soap, girl.
Me too. All right, I gotta concentrate.
Okay.
No, just one. Grounding. Number 15, grounding. Sloaney. Go get grounded. Go stick your toes in the creek. No, I did say 15, didn't I?
Yeah. Put your feet in the grass.
Yeah, that's what I did this weekend. Yep. I did a lot of it.
You. Yeah, I've been out in the yard all day, actually.
I did a lot of it this weekend.
I can feel the sun. I can feel the sun on my face today.
Yeah, I got some vitamin D.
Yeah.
Okay, dear. When a reminder comes from higher guidance to ground oneself, it is a loving encouragement and never a judgment. Grounding is a spiritual version of remembering to call your mommy. It is a chance to check in with what is happening in your physical life and make sure you're giving appropriate time and energy to what really matters to your heart. It is a chance to appreciate the beauty of the natural world and the love in your relationship. It's also a chance to make your spiritual work being applied in your life in ways that feel good for you. It is a chance to speak your prayers rather than only think them. You might even dance them or create a colorful flower offering for your altar or sing them from your heart. We are guided to ground ourselves when there has been an increase of light to the head. This can occur through meditation, prayer, or conscious connection with spirit. You might be on fire with ideas and inspiration, but struggling to express them all practically. You may even feel congested or tense in parts of your body where the energy needs some help to flow. This is a sign to move in a way that feels freeing to you, strengthening and expressive, and to add healthy relaxation and exercise into your lifestyle to allow for healing to occur. Then the light can move through your entire body, bringing vitality and helping you to translate your ideas into your own reality. To do so, take care of your body. Be sure to get plenty of hydration and rest. Spend time in nature. Use salt baths to cleanse your energy. Eat foods that strengthen and nourish you. Hook up with Crystal MacArthur if you need any advice on any of this, or Jules, and many others. Ground yourself by releasing emotional content if you are either swinging from one extreme to another, or retreating to your head to analyze rather than express. You can ground emotional energy by writing in a journal, or by creating art, poetry, music, or dance to express your feelings. You can also ground emotional energy through physical exercise or being in nature. And for the longest time, I thought grounding just meant taking nature walks, people. I had no idea I was grounding when I was doing my gardening. I had no idea I was grounding when I was painting my statues and doing my artwork. That's a form of grounding too. So practice soothing and calming yourself so that you can return yourself to a contented, trusting, and peaceful state of being. This can be done by talking to yourself in a gentle, loving, encouraging voice, reassuring yourself that everything is working out according to a higher plan and that you are very loved. Guided meditations and relaxations that help you feel connected, peaceful, and loved will also be helpful. Bottom line is choose whatever works for you. I have a balance problem, and I had an accident and I was banged up pretty bad. But the one thing that I could still do to help me with that is Tai Chi. I taught it to myself, and then my local rec center taught it, and I took a class. But there are videos, and you can learn Tai Chi, and it's very peaceful. It's a form of slow motion karate, but it's more like dance.
It's the movement of
movement,
energy.
the flow.
Yeah. And it is amazing. It does some amazing things.
So, lastly, you long for the free and open worlds of spirit and light, says Universe tonight. You long for this. Yet you also yearn to experience the healing power and divine joy of sacred sound and living color. You are meant to bring joy, beauty, and comfort into this world, Universe is telling you, to share this spiritual light with others. To do so, you need grounding. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Grounding helps you bring your dreams to life in your world for the benefit of many. So for some reason, the universe is saying get some grounding in so you can keep on doing your life's purpose, whatever that is to you.
Yeah.
Love you, Sloanie.
Deborah, I'm looking for your question and I cannot find it. And I wondered if you could repost it real quick so I can ask the rods for you. I've gone through the whole thing. Sometimes I don't always get every single chat in here. I don't know why.
I know. It's
so I'm not seeing it, but if you repost it, I can do that for you.
How long ago did she ask it?
I'm not sure, but she said she asked one, but I'm not seeing it.
Not either yet.
Okay.
I'll keep looking.
So, yeah, I'll watch for it. So if you just repost it, Deborah, I would be happy to do that for you. Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay, elderberry. Elderberry. I guess I can do elderberry this time. Whoa, that one just jumped. Oh, cool. So.
Not sure if they're guides or not, she says.
Is that the question?
No, she says, I'm not sure if they are guides or not. I'm not sure if that was her question, though, because I'm looking previously to that.
Was this... Okay, hang on just a second. Here we go.
I did have 2 escorts for my lucid dreams.
Okay, here's her question. I've got it right here. And I have a card for Barry as well. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, let's go ahead and get those neutral. Make sure you guys can see my hands and everything that's going on. Neutral, Eric. Thank you, neutral. Was the spirit that put his hand over my mouth when I was 5 sleeping in my big sister's bed a family member? Yes. Yes. I think Teresa's getting something on that too. Wow.
Yeah.
You getting something on that, Teresa?
Yep. Oh. Hang on just a second.
Yep.
Yeah, Deborah. That was a family member. And But it wasn't a spirit guide. It was a spirit. And that spirit was trying to help you through something. What that something is, I don't know. But it's not a higher guide. It was a family member who was trying to quiet you. Comfort you, maybe? I'm not sure. But it wasn't necessarily a spirit. And that's not a bad thing. It's just what you were a child is what you remember. So, you have to search your heart on that one and do some meditation on that one. In fact, the rods might be able to help you with that even further. So if you want to do some discussion about that later, send me an email. Because I went through something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
So send me an email. We'll chat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
So, Elderberry, I pulled the Sun card for you. Be grateful for what you have right now. Every day brings new possibilities and opportunities. Concentrate on building your vitality and health. Shine a strong light upon the dark corners. Honesty and transparency are vital at this time. It is not exaggeration to say that without the sun, most of the life would perish. This fiery star at the center of our solar system is also central to our survival. We orbit around the sun, and it is by far the most definitive and important source of elemental energy for our planet. The sun brings us light and is 85% brighter than most other objects in the Milky Way. A big ball of hydrogen and helium, the heat is radiant outwards from its core. We can see the sun's atmosphere, the coolest part of the sun, when we see an eclipse. Fascinatingly, the sun has magnetic fields flowing across it that vary in time and location. An 11-year solar cycle is the most prominent variation in which the number and size of sunspots waxes and wanes. Such has been influence and vital importance that the sun was recognized by ancient peoples as the first deity just as itself.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, solar deities were recognized, and many polytheistic cultures had powerful sun gods. The sun was regarded as a masculine energy. The moon is regarded as a feminine, most likely due to the sun's fiery, extroverted, and extreme nature. The seasons on Earth are directly influenced by the amount of sunlight a place receives and at what angle. Winter days are shorter, winter nights longer, as the angle of the sun is lower and more acute, which gives less heat and light. Being deeply aware of the connecting to seasonal energies such as the introversion of winter or the explosion of attraction energy in spring can help us find greater flow and ease in everything from creation of projects to the conception of a baby. And that's not just a physical baby, but you could be birthing some idea or something of that nature. But most importantly, be honest and transparent with yourself as well as others. Good card, Barry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crystal wants a card. Crystal wants a
Yep,
card.
I've got her on the list. Genevieve is next.
Genevieve.
Mosheli Buttercup of course.
A question or just a card?
Looks like I don't see a question for her. If you have a question, repost it and I'll get right on it.
Genevieve, do you care who reads for you? I read you the last couple of times. Do you want another read, or would you like Lori to read for you? Okay. And I have no problem reading for Genevieve.
Well, I actually just had a
question.
Yeah. Hang on just a second here. Just a card, please, she says. All right, okay. I'll do it. Oh.
Okay.
Holy.
Whoa.
They're just hopping out.
That's sometimes a sign.
Yeah. hold on here just
Not
a second.
just
I really
clumsiness.
gotta get through this one here. Let me do this properly for you. You deserve that. Everyone does.
Doug, you don't need to stop. Doug, just keep being your sweet self.
That's it, Doug.
Because what you do is raise the energy, so you don't need to stop.
Boom. There it is. Ooh, wow. I think that's a first. Let me pull this up and then I'll tell you what the card is.
There you go, Crystal.
All right, Genevieve, you've got the Mountain Clarity card. Mountain Clarity. There is an advantage to looking at things from a higher perspective. You are too close to something to see it properly and clearly. Take a high road and look at the big picture. Are you making too big of a deal about something? The high places have always been places of sacredness and clarity. While mountains are often insatiable, they are places of, inaccessible. They are places of profound beauty where the gods themselves reside and heavenly realms began. For the Greek gods, it was Mount Olympus. For the Vulcans, Mount Etna. Mount Ida in Turkey for Sabeli, Mauna Kea. For Pele Blanca Peak as the home of the dawn man of the Navajo, Mount Kilimanjaro. For the Shaga god Rua, while Mount Meru is a direct reflection and the center of all creation. Sacred mountains exist as energies that provide all that people might need. For example, both Mount Taranaki in New Zealand and Mount Kailash in Tibet are considered to be source of 4 rivers that bless every person, plant, and animal. Mount Kailash is sacred to the Jain Buddhists, Hindu, and Bon, has never been climbed because it is a site of devout pilgrimage. Temples and other religious places, including hermitage, have often been built among mountain ranges. The contemplative quality and purity of the environments have been contributors to this, escaping from the mainstream of people to seek silence and going high, where few go, are aspects of gaining higher perspective. Mountains remind us that we can look at the minuto of the world more purely from a higher vantage point. In mountains, or troubles seem tiny and insignificant. Taking time away from too many opinions or pressures and trying to gain some simplicity and clarity should be done on a regular basis. I feel like you do this already, Genevieve. You're very good at going within and gaining clarity. But this card did come up for you, so might want to put a little bit more emphasis on it for some reason. Not sure why.
Well, Jules broke down Meru, Mount Meru, Mr. Me are you. Me are you.
Yeah.
Mount Me are you. That's our Jules.
Yes.
Hi, sweetheart. That's great.
Awesome.
Barry says he gets 99.99% of high arcana card readings all the time. Well, of course, you're elder, Barry.
All right.
Old man.
Let's see.
I think he's probably younger than me.
Let's see. We've got Karen Lynn next.
Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm looking to see.
Master Healing. The Master card. Master Healing. 33. Okay. You still see that? I knocked it over.
No, I love those cards.
I knocked over my stand. All right. Master Healing. The Master Serapis Bey is a beloved guide for those who feel a strong soul connection to ancient Egypt, for healers who are developing their own modalities, and for those who love to work with high-frequency concepts. He also assists with the translation of spiritual inspiration into practical worldly plans. He comes to confirm that the Ascended Masters are aware of you. You are an integral part of a powerful spiritual team that has taken physical incarnation to help awaken consciousness into love. You are asked to tune into your heart. What do you love enough to overcome any obstacle to attain it? What do you know? What do you love that's enough to overcome any obstacle or to attain it? What motivates and inspires you? Not what seems possible or practical, but what is authentic. We are most powerful when we serve authentically from the heart. A bird might learn how to dive underwater from time to time, but it is never going to be at its most powerful if it has to live underwater. It would struggle to thrive if it were to force itself into such unnatural expressions of life's energy. The bird yearns to fly because that is the divine nature of the and purpose of the bird. You too have a divine nature and purpose, and your heart holds the clue. What feels most like you? It is difficult to access the truth of our own nature when we believe we should live up to the expectations of others. If we are attached to an outcome or afraid of an answer, we can unintentionally block our perceptive facilities. A spiritual version of sticking our fingers into our ears and shouting blah, 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 blah. The blessings of Serapis Bey includes his clear flame of divine cleansing light. This can assist us in letting go of whatever blocks us from knowing the truth of our own nature. When we are willing to be who we are, the universe can more easily guide us to fulfill our destinies. Serapis Bey energy will help you see yourself truthfully. You may gain feedback from others that help you understand the value of what you share. Or you may simply find it easier to view yourself objectively with a compassionate, appreciative, and discerning inner eye. As you learn and accept who you are, you become a more powerful vibration for masters to put to use in the plan of love. If you have a dream in your heart, know that it has been placed there for divine purpose. When your dream and desire contains the seed of divinity, it is meant to help attract your life's mission and fulfill it with love, joy, creativity, and pleasure. Finally, if we are willing to go through what is necessary for an outcome, it will happen for us. The details, Karen, may appear different from what we imagined they would, but in truth remains, if you ask for something and are willing to go through the process required to have that come to life, it will happen for you if you ask for it. The universe gives the generous, unconditionally supportive, and loving of you. It is your creative partner. It will provide you with all that you need to manifest your dreams, desires, and destiny. Okay, so for this card tonight, as you meditate, remain true to what inspires your heart and commit to your spiritual path. You become an increasingly powerful healer. You are here to live your own life and to be true to what generally moves you. The unconditionally loving guide of this Ascended Master, Serapis Bey energy, comes to you now with a blessing of master healing to further you in your success on your path.
Awesome.
Hope that helps you and resonates with you.
Cool. Okay, I've got a card for Crystal. So Crystal's next, and then Gazakov is next. So I'll let you do that one.
Robert's here. Hey, Robert.
Ah, good. Hi, Robert.
Yes, it's 9:28. There's still time for. Okay, good.
Yep, I got him on here. No problem. Right. Okay, so Crystal, I pulled the Equator card for you. Kind of interesting, huh? There we go. To make equal, find the balance in your life. Equality among people is a worthy goal. You are worth it. Do not compare yourself to others, as this is a useless task that only leads to unhappiness. There can be a happy medium. There doesn't have to be an extreme reaction all the time. The equator is the center and equal point of any spherical planet or body, including the Earth. It is the midway point between the geographical poles on Earth, and the equator is about 40,075 kilometers long, of which 78.8% lies across water and 21.2% over land. Importantly, the equator assists with navigation and mapping, as it is the major latitudinal line or planet Earth bulges a little at the equator. The average diameter of Earth is 12,750 kilometers, but the diameter at the equator is about 43 kilometers greater than at the poles because of the lack of tilt. The temperature at the equator does not change much according to the seasons, remains at a very close balance. The equator passes through countries such as Indonesia, Uganda, Gabon, Kenya, Somalia, Ecuador, and Brazil, and the oceans of the Pacific and Atlantic and Indian. When we seek equality, the energy of the equator is a powerful addition to our workings. Wow. So it's just about balance again. It's always about balance. Comes right down to it. Interesting. That's for you, Crystal. Sweet sis. Awesome. Hope that resonated with you, gal. Okay. So you've got Gaza.
Gaza. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gaza, you got the eternal now, being in the now card, the eternal now. All right. Good looking dude. Yeah. This is about strength and courage and not being afraid to ask for assistance to release tension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So have your thoughts become trapped in the pain of the past? Have they been drifting towards possible futures? Been thinking about what's going to happen in the future? If too much of your energy is pulled away from the present moment, you diminish the power you have to create what your heart desires right here and right now. Creation doesn't happen in the past or in the future. It happens here. Even now, in reading this message, we are choosing, and you are choosing, to be present, to bring your energy into the eternal now, stimulating the law of attraction into action. As you relax in this moment, trusting that the past is over and the future shall be truly wonderful, you can more easily energize your dreams, your visions, and heartfelt desires. The universe believes that you are deserving of a spiritual gift. To accept the gift in whatever form it takes, you will need to be present, to have enough stillness of mind to recognize it when it's given to you. You need to have enough inner peace to accept it, to take it inside where it counts, where it can nourish you, inspire, and heal you. The form of this gift will be perfect for you, Gaza, and the way that it shall come shall be perfect too. It is being orchestrated by the divine timing now, and it will assist you to take the next step on your soul journey successfully. Your gift might be a piece of guidance, an inner knowing that changes your outlook permanently. It might help you to truly know in your heart that your divine destiny is already unfolding and your spiritual success is inevitable. It's not a question of if, only a matter of when. Your gift might be an amazing opportunity that comes out of the blue. It could be a meeting that will prove significant to you, unfolding your life path. It could be a new relationship or a new connection within the community. It might be a life-changing teaching or a deeply healing dream or an actual object of some kind. Spirit is unlimited in its willingness and ability to give to you, but you need to be open in order to receive it, and you need to do so by bringing yourself back into the present moment. It's telling you to snap out of it. Within you is great strength and courage. However, just because you can manage to keep going when you are drained or stressed, it doesn't mean you have to. You are encouraged by your higher guidance to request assistance and letting go of tension within your mind and body, and then you will gain energy through this release and perhaps even see things in a new and more optimistic light. Shifting into a more present, relaxed, and enjoyable state of being will help you to overcome the past and successfully create your future. Okay, guys, I hope that resonates with you and helps. Yep. I think that could have been my card tonight, too.
Yeah, there were a couple.
Stop thinking too much, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
All right. Let's see. We've got Truth Seeker and Robert V left. I'm not sure if Truth Seeker's still here. So since Robert's here, I'll go ahead and pull a quick card for him. Robert V. Milky Way. Got a show tonight with Marsha. Should be really good. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So suggest everybody goes over and checks it out. All right. I got a card that popped out. Wow, this is the number 1 card, and it is the expansion north. Wow. So there we go. Hard to see.
Yeah.
Darn it.
That one's a little tricky.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the north card. It's about expansion. Be guided, but do your research. Focus and honesty is needed to overcome obstacles. You know your true north. So be brave about the next step. We may have a number of purposes in life, not just a single one. It is time for true adventure. North is one of the cardinal directions, and in witchcraft, one of the guardian directions. Traditionally, north has been associated with ice and snow, and north wind is considered to be the coldest. The Arctic Circle is large and passes through Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia, Canada, Denmark, Greenland, Iceland, and the Arctic Ocean. There has always been a certain romanticism about going north on adventures. During the peak years of the Age of Exploration, the exploration of the North Pole became almost public mania. Perhaps the greatest adventures of the ancient world and the most northerly were the Viking peoples. To Viking means to go exploring. The North has connotations around finding our true essence or pathway. It can even be a referral to finding a person who gives our life meaning. Finding our true north indicates we have found a profoundly right path and direction that is authentic for us. So strongly is north seen as guided direction. It is the one used to indicate direction on maps, usually with a single arrow. North is one of the quarters, called the certain traditions of witchcraft to purity or protect a space. People may call upon the guardians of the north or the northern as a way of unlocking protective energies of the portals of that element. So go north, young man. It's about expansion for you. That's what it is. And I see how much you've expanded since you began doing the Milky Way Soul Tribe channel. You really, and you powered through it almost by yourself at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're quite the guy, Robert V. Thank you so much for popping in, and we're looking forward to your show with Marta tonight. So thank you for being here.
He says, "Oh, that card's so right on. Have you been watching my life while I wasn't looking?"
It popped out of the deck.
We
The
have
universe
been watching your life.
Card.
We've been watching you. We have our eyes on you.
I love Vikings. Go Vikings!
So truth is here. I pulled a card for truth.
Awesome.
And I believe the David Castle recently arrived.
I see David. Yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Hi, David.
All right, truth. Okay. Truth and me. This is the Family of Light card. I don't like hold it up even. There's several figures.
Yes. Wow. Those cards are amazing.
In this spiritual family here.
The illustration is amazing.
Yes, I really enjoy these cards. Okay.
Oh, Barry has a question, huh?
While some souls have incarnated to learn about us and them, others have the purpose of teaching unconditional, all-embracing love. You are one of these. You have taken life to love the many, not just the few. For this life's purpose to be anchored, issues in your biological family may be keeping you from bonding with them in a typical way. Perhaps you were the odd one out in your family, the one whom no one really understood. It's me. Perhaps you felt loved but couldn't live the way your family seemed comfortable to live. Maybe you lost family members through divorce, disease, depression, and death, or through addiction or emotional immaturity that left you disconnected from key family members. If your father figure was absent whilst you must do the emotional healing work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence for your own spiritual connection to remain intact, pure, and powerful. If your mother figure was absent whilst you are advised to do the emotional work to process that pain, understand the purpose of that absence. For you to look beyond your immediate family and to find your place and find yourself belonging to and being devoted to the entire human race. This pain was part of how you remained unconditioned by the more typical family bonds. While these bonds are necessary for many souls to experience their life's lessons, the difficulty you may have experienced regarding them helped push you to become a child of love. You had to seek family in expansive ways, remaining open as you searched for love, rather than feeling satisfied by your immediate tribe and closed off to those outside of it. Excuse me. You can come through your experience not as a victim of circumstance, but as an empowered soul. Process it, heal, forgive, step into the spiritual blessings gained through your atypical relations within your biological family. Although you were not meant to belong in a traditional way to your family of origin, you shall not be denied the love that you need. You are here to help build a human family joined by more than just blood or legal union. It will not just be your loving the world, but the world loving you. The power of your heart to give and receive love shall not be wasted. So it is time to gently undo the patterns of attempting to fit in. Instead, trust that you are exactly as you are meant to be. When you do, your magnetism will draw love and friendship from those who vibrate at a similar level of consciousness to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Leave past hurts and rejection behind, because you no longer need them to grow. Be brave. Pray to connect to your family of light, not only in spirit, but also here on earth. Let them in. Know that you belong here in spirit and in body, to be loved, held, touched, listened to, accepted, just as you are. Folks, this is a message for all of us in this community. It might not be specifically for you, but I feel that there are so many in our tribe that have this situation and have been through this with their families, that this card is really for everyone tonight. Finally, the limits that much of humanity place upon their love, that they will love their own family, country, religion, or community better than they love those on the outside, well, they do not retain your heart. You are capable of loving humanity, of loving all creation on earth as an extended spiritual family. You will love all as your own. You are meant to belong to a broader family of light. See, this message is for the entire soul tribe, I feel. Okay. For whoever that resonated with, know you're loved.
Yep, no doubt about it. Let's see. Elderberry had a question for the rods. So let me see if I can find it.
Uh-oh. Elderberry had a question for the rods.
Yeah.
Did Doug put him up to
it? Looking for it. I just had it too. I thought.
Three of them. Three of what, Elderberry?
I can't always go all the way back.
Were the light beings that pulled me into the ether and threw me back angels? Barry wants to know, were the light beings that pulled him into the ether and threw him back, were they angels?
Okay, hang on a second here. You got the question, Eric. Were they angels, Eric? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, they were.
Big time, yes.
And I'm hearing you kind of knew that already. You just, you're testing me is what you're doing, Barry. Got you. Is that right, Eric? I'm being tested. Okay, you knew that. Awesome. Confirmation.
You telling me Barry was, there were three of them. I don't think he was. I think he was serious.
Really? I think he kind of knew. I have this sense that he knew, but he just wanted confirmation.
Well, a lot of times the questions that we ask, we kind of already do.
I just
but we're asking because
confirmation.
We want confirmation.
Yeah.
It's making a laughy face.
Awesome. Barry Chad, you're all right in my book. I love you.
Good Doug.
You're the best. I think we've got everybody. Huh? What was that?
If we ever have a gathering, we're going to have to separate these two and set them on the opposite side of the fire pit.
It would be one hell of a time, wouldn't it? I say, let's go storm Doug Stack's house. He's got the best fire pit thing going on. That's a cool fire pit.
9 years ago, they did this to me. Yeah. Well, Barry, I'm all knowing and knowing nothing. We all are, Doug.
Yep.
We know a lot more than we think we do, though.
Yes. All right. Well, it gives us a little bit of time to get ready for Robert B's show. Yep. And very pleased with everybody.
Julie, we forgot.
Oh, my gosh.
Jules.
Okay.
Jules,
all right.
We need a card for Jules.
Okay. You want to do that for Jules?
Sure.
And I will. Jules, well, she does the rods herself, so she doesn't need me to do that.
No. Well, you never know.
Sorry, Jules.
Jules.
How could we forget Jules?
Initiation by water. I didn't. I just initiation by water.
Water.
No.
Wow. Can't make this stuff up.
Choking on that one. Too much outdoors. Yeah, it's that season for me, folks. Okay, sweetheart. Your mind can become more spacious and luminous if you practice emptying it on a regular basis. Jules can't empty her mind. It's on overload. The radiant mind can be a mighty warrior against fear and despair, encouraging you with thoughts of optimism. When not given a chance to empty, however, the mind becomes overwhelmed with unprocessed information. Much of it will be fear-based programming perceptualized by mass media. Not for her. Which is invested in controlling others and manipulating them by fear. Yes. This initiation, which liberates and opens the mind, empowers advanced souls to free themselves from manipulation and control. The hallmark of a dysfunctional society is that the mind is expected to dominate the inclinations of the heart rather than serve it. The mind can be trained to be a great manager, creator. You know what this is? You know why this card was chosen?
Why? Because
the universe is backing her up 110%. This isn't so much for her as it is for everybody else because of who she is. Listen to this again.
Okay.
The hallmark of a dysfunctional society is that the mind is expected to dominate the inclinations of the heart rather than serve it. The mind can be trained to be a great manager, creator, and defender of what has genuine value to the heart. Listen to your heart. But the power to feel what has meaning for us, what moves us enough to rise above our fears and risk growth, comes from the heart, not the mind. When the mind is given the task to feel and the heart is told to not feel, paralysis, confusion, and discomfort are experienced. As you enter into this initiation, you will feel the need to step back from what you have been taught. Rewind the clock.
Oh my God.
Learn to question what you once held to be true. As you disengage from the habitual mental patterns, you will begin to observe your thoughts rather than be swept up in them. Soon, you will begin to experience yourself as the peaceful, steady light of love that you are in truth. Will the mind go through its motions? Yes. However, there is no need to be afraid of this. One step at a time. Click, click. Your spirit will guide your mind backwards towards peace. You will change the way you release to your own mind, becoming more empowered. As you soften the strident action of the mind, you will see that you can use your mental gifts wisely rather than allowing them to cause you pain. Those who have strong mental energies can accomplish much in terms of communication, invention, and creativity, but they often suffer from destructive self-talk and mental obsessions. They may even be addicted to thinking, which can wear them out and create cravings for sugar that can lead to depression and illness. Instead, it's much better to regularly take the time out from the mind and be in the moment. Be in the now, feeling energized, playful, and at peace. Your mind is a powerful creature. Tame it with persistence, compassion, kindness, and strength.
Wow.
Give yourself rest and opportunity to switch off and empty your mind as regularly as you can. I'm not going to go on because this is strong, very powerful. This is actually backing her up 110% with her messages that she's been getting out.
She's supported
So
by
the universe is letting her know you're, oh my gosh, Jules, geez. Let's see. You have a strong and powerful mind. The mind can be a great asset, and it can be in comfort, peace, and strength to you. Take your spiritual journey. It can also be dark and destructive force undermining your power, making you doubt your own heart, keeping you trapped in fear. The mind, developed without a loving spiritual practice, can be a frightening weapon rather than a liberating sword. How will you choose to use your mind power? If you haven't seen the show from last night, Jules leads you through a meditation, unlocking the clock. Okay? And she teaches you how to free yourself from this. So go listen to that program when you get a chance. Julianne led a great guided meditation.
Yep.
Love you, Julianne. Love your talent. Love your gifts.
Doug's going to let the clock go. He has an issue with the way Jules with her accent says clock. And he's been on that for a while. So he'll let it go. Awesome. All right, you guys, it's getting really close for Milky Way. Don't want to tie you up.
Yep.
Thank you all for being here. There's so much love for each and every one of you. And thank you for supporting us and being here. It's so awesome.
We'll get over to Milky Way when we can. I might not be able to get there for a few minutes.
Yep. It's break time for us. So we'll see you all over there. Folks, have a great evening. Thanks for being here and appreciate you all.
Yep.
Bye.
Love you guys. See you at Milky Ways. Bye, y'all.